Well, a bitter custody battle just getting a whole lot nastier. Halle Berry's ex-boyfriend busted at the star's Hollywood home after a Thanksgiving brawl with Berry's new fiancé. Berry and her ex, not on the best of terms. His name is Gabriel Aubry. They're currently fighting for custody of their 4-year-old daughter. Well, joining us now, a couple of fine lawyers, Tom Kniff, former prosecutor and criminal defense attorney, Mercedes Colwin, Fox News legal analyst. And just for the record, the new boyfriend is Olivier Martinez. Okay, just so that everybody knows the players here. Mercedes, if there is a propensity toward violence, and I'm speaking of Gabriel Aubry, does that jeopardize his ability to have custody or partial custody of his own daughter?
You nailed you nailed it right on the head, because the big issue is what's in the best interest of the child. So if there are violent propensities, if there's unexpected behavior, if he has anything that shows an explosive personality, and certainly it's certainly problematic that he already has a restraining order against him to protect Nala, Oliver, and Halle. So already the judges made some presumptions that he was, one, the aggressor, two, that he poses a threat to their 4-year-old daughter. And given those circumstances, when you get into the custody ring, the judge is going to look at this and say, wait a minute, we have a 4-year-old who's extremely vulnerable, and you pose a threat to this child, and I already have an independent judge making that very same ruling.
You know what, Tom? It is not the first time, allegedly, he pushed a nanny while the nanny was holding the 4-year-old daughter. That resulted in an investigation and an order that, he undergo anger management counseling. So what now?
Yeah, Greg, I agree with Mercedes in the sense that I think the key term is whether there's a propensity for violence. Look, I'm not trying to underestimate the seriousness of what happened yesterday at the Berry home, but this is not the first time that a father has gotten into a physical spat with his ex's new beau.
Right.
It happens. I think the real test is whether or not it is impacting the child, either emotionally or has the potential to put the child at physical risk. Now, with respect to the order of protection, yes, there was an order of protection issue, but I can tell you as someone who practices regularly in the criminal courts that those orders of protection are given out at arraignment whenever there is anything to do with any sort of domestic charge or even a simple assault. The judge is going to issue the order of protection. Whether that stays in effect or not is another issue.
There's a difference, though, because the order of protection is also to protect the child. I mean, it's understandable why there would be one with Oliver and perhaps even Halle. But now you have the child in the mix. That judge made some sort of conclusion that he posed a threat to that child. That child was not involved. The child was not involved in the altercation.
But Mercedes,
anyway.
that's my
Halle
point.
took the child out.
There was no fact-finding determination. All the judge knew was that there was an allegation that the child was present and issued that order. That's all it takes. In a family court, as you know, and as you already pointed out, it's a much more detailed analysis.
All right. Let me get your thoughts on one more thing. Halle Berry just wants to get out of the United States. She wants to move with her new boyfriend to France. Now, that puts the natural father, Gabriel Aubry, in a difficult position. Don't courts increasingly, as well as experts, say, hey, wait a minute, even non-custodial parents, Tom, play a vital role in the mental and emotional well-being of their children?
Absolutely. Look, Greg, the courts want to do everything they can, even in situations where one of the parents or both of the parents may have some issues, some problems. Right. They want to do everything they can to foster both parents' relationship with the child. And again, it goes back to that best interest
determination. She's not going to be allowed, Mercedes, to move to France with the child, is she?
Probably not, but this certainly advances her plea to let her move, because if Nala's 4 years old, she's vulnerable, he may pose a threat. Why allow him to have unfettered access to her if she remains in the United States?
All right, well, as far as the Turkey Day fight, Gabriel Aubry is innocent until proven guilty, so we'll wait and see what happens there. Tom Kniff, Mercedes Colwin, good to see you both. Thanks.
Thanks, Greg.
Great to see you, Greg. Thank you.